And welcome to an EWTN Bookmark Brief. I'm Doug Keck. I just finished talking with Father Timothy Vaverek about his book, As I Have Loved You, Rediscovering Our Salvation in Christ, published by our friends at Emmaus Road and available naturally through our EWTN religious catalog, EWTNRC.com for all things Catholic and wonderful books. Okay, As I Have Loved You. Father, this is your first book. What's it about?
It's about our need to rediscover what salvation is. Not simply a pardon of our sin and saving us from hell, but living deeply the life of Jesus and coming to share his divine life right now on earth imperfectly and forever in heaven.
Now, has there ever been a time in the church when this was done the way you're describing it?
Well, certainly this is the traditional, in the proper sense of the term, it's a traditional Catholic teaching, would have been called divinization or deification. The Orthodox call it theosis, but it means the sharing in the divine life. And this is the vision of the Church Fathers, and up through the Middle Ages it was quite common. It hasn't been as common since, and outside of the Catholic Church in the West, largely vanished. But for lots of Catholics today, even, it's not really well known at this point.
What do you say to somebody who says, well, you know, this sounds good and I'm interested in it, but then I watch some of the things that are going on in mainline churches and in the Catholic Church and a lot of the issues, and I don't see a lot of God being reflected in those things?
Right. Well, read the Old Testament. God's people are abysmal at times in living the gospel, and that certainly happened in our day in many different ways. This doesn't change the nature of the gift that God has offered us in Jesus and the call that is on our life to live his life more fully. It's a sign of our need for purification. Churches always need purification.
So somebody reading this book, walking away from this, would have a different perspective on their Catholic faith in what way?
Well, I'd like to think that they would come away with a deeper sense of how in joy and in sorrow, in all things, we are sharing in Jesus' life, and we are sharing in his work of salvation. This is key for us because we are meant to be agents of salvation to the people around us. By our life and by our witness and by our prayer. It's not just a matter of telling them about Jesus, it's about bringing Jesus to them in our daily life.
And who'd you target this to?
Christians, Catholics. It's fairly ecumenically written. It's written as a Catholic priest and from a Catholic perspective, but just trying to get us to move past a narrow view of salvation as freedom from sin and damnation, and instead as the abundant life that Jesus is offering us, because that's the only motivation we're going to have for living it.
Well, viewers of EWTN would appreciate that. John Benkovic and Abundant Life were a very popular program. Okay, Father Timothy, his book, As I Have Loved You, Rediscovering Our Salvation in Christ, published by Emmaus Road, again available through our catalog. Look for the entire interview coming soon on the network and on our YouTube channel right away, and of course on our on-demand page. You can check that out anytime, 24/7. This has been EWTN's Bookmark Brief. I'm Doug Keck. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time.